I think so. My biggest and maybe only issue with the current gay culture is that I feel like I'm looked down upon because I'm not gay. And also, if I say, like, no, I'm not gay, like, everybody's gay, and it's like this argument. It's like, I don't have sexual attraction feelings to women, you know, and I, like, don't want to, even if, like, I don't currently have it, and I don't care to cultivate it, even if my non-sexual attraction feelings are culturally induced. Are they? And if you're saying that, then you're saying that your sexual attraction feelings are culturally induced, which is like a taboo subject. It's just like these, like a barrage of double standards, right? So it's like, I just don't want to be gay. I'm just not going to be gay. Like, I'm not gay, and I don't want to change. Like, I don't want to put in the work to change it. I just want to be as I am. That's just how it is. I don't know. But in acknowledging that I could put work in to change it by changing my social structure, well, that makes me think that you could put work in to change it if we change your social structure, you know, but that's not to be said. So, like, it can't go both ways, you know. Not that it's bad to do. Here's another little shocker of shockers. The Bible is largely a book about hygiene rules. If you read the Old Testament, where everyone's like, see, it's in the Bible. God hates that stuff. God hates a lot of stuff in the Bible. Have you read the Bible? God hates a lot of stuff in the Bible. God hates everything in the Bible. God hates blood, and God hates pigs. And I'm telling you, you're going to go have Super Bowl Sunday with that pork roast. You're doing what God hates as much as God hates gays. And you will stand up there and be like, oh, I love Trump and I hate gay people and I love to eat pork. Those three things, like, don't work together. I don't know. Like, things don't match. Like, I don't know. How does Trump not match? So she's just saying stuff. Actually was just saying stuff just then. I don't know how they match, but they probably do in some way, and that would be interesting to go back and find out. How are these things not like each other? So, okay, how are these things all like each other? So the thing in the Bible, though, it does say in the Bible, it's like, oh, yeah, don't do this action, and, like, it's even, they're, like, entire towns named after this action, because it's something that they do in that town. It's like, that's a that town thing. God's gonna get rid of you. And she turned into a pillar of salt. And, like, what is this action? And they're like, it's this action. This is what they were doing. This is what it was. And here's the story. And it's like, oh, somebody had some visitors from another town in their home. And the people of the town, the men of the town, wanted to take them out and rape them. And they're like, this is the action. It's like, that's a crazy action. Yeah, this is gross. And then we talk about, there are some health issues with that, you know. And then we talk about, oh, there could be tearing, which causes blood. And you know how the Jews are about blood. And then also the blood hygiene issue, because it's a good vector for disease, because God's all about disease. The Old Testament is all about disease. Blood, pigs, like, I don't know. It seems a lot about disease. It seems like when they talk about this stuff, they're talking about in the same kind of feel, with the same kind of meanings. And it's like, was that town just destroyed because of disease? Like, who knows? So, like, yeah. And Gomorrah, what were they doing? What were they famous for? You know, only the other ones that were noted. Those Gomorrites. I don't know. And was that the only thing that God hates people to be doing? So when you're, like, thinking about all these gay people you hate, you can be like, maybe it's not a soul issue, like your soul is damned to hell. Maybe it's just like, you might have a suckier life if you do this. I'm God, so I love you, so I'm going to give you, like, some life clues just so you have a happy life. It's not so you can go around hating each other for these clues. Like, stop that now. I'm gonna get my son down to tell you this. He's like, hey, stop hating each other for the hygiene issues. That's an idiotic thing to do. Love your enemies. He's like, hey, look, these are not soul issues. He's like, the soul issues are the big stuff, like what's on your heart. Hey, do you hate someone? Okay. They're like, what are you talking about? We're fine. I haven't killed anyone today. It's like, okay, yeah, you haven't killed anyone, but you hate them in your heart, and you're on that path. It's the heart that matters, Pharisee. It's what's in your heart. He's like, you don't have it because it's not on your heart, because you know they were arguing with him. He was like, you're just a whited sepulcher for dead men's bones. And they were like, oh, for shame. And they're coming to attack him with their glove. They throw the glove down. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're not a whited sepulcher. We're full of whited sepulcher bones. And thank you very much. And he's like, yeah, no kidding. He's like, you don't know what you're talking about. He's like, we don't kill anyone. We do all the rules. We are rule followers. And he's like, but not in your heart. It's what the heart issue is. That's what God cares about. God cares about the heart. It doesn't matter what all the sacrifices you make. You can make them all day long. It's in vain. It's like not where you don't understand what you're doing. So it's just stupid. It's just actions. You're just doing motions. You're just saying sounds, and you're just doing stuff with your hands, and you don't even know what you're doing, so it doesn't mean anything. Like, stop. All right, stop doing this. Stop. Reset. Just do the hard issues now. Just, okay, you've got that down. You've got that. Great. We got that motion down. Like, we understand that. Good symbolism. Okay, let's move to the next thing. It's a heart issue. You know, if you lust after that woman, in your heart, you've committed adultery in your heart. It's like, work on your inner issues. And he said it was possible based on the fact that he's like, don't do it. Well, I can't do it. I'm a person. I'm a man. I think you can do it. I think you very well can do it. I think that Jesus wouldn't have said to do it if it wasn't possible to do. I think you could at least work on it and at least not blame the poor women for your dang lust issue. Jeez, that's in your heart. Stop working on others. Look at yourself. Quit picking out the speck in their eye when you got a beam in yours. Like, get your beam out of your eye. Just humbly work on your own heart issues and let others humbly work on their heart issues. And being gay might not be as much of a heart issue as you sat on the same chair as a menstruating woman into the river with you. But can you just wash in a natural body of water if you've, like, committed acts the Bible says not to do? Are they even commandments? How do we know it's a commandment in the Bible? It's not, because there's a lot of don't sit on a chair of a menstruating woman, and like don't. So many weird, like, bizarre traditions, like bizarre things that we just don't do now. And why did we say that one? Just because, well, I don't know. I don't understand that one. That's fine. But the gay thing, I know, and I don't like it. I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's a hygiene issue. Maybe it's just a little like warning, like don't do that. For hygiene reasons. But like, does your society change now you have medicine? Like, maybe it's okay. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you understand monogamy now because maybe you didn't before. You know, with your towns that like rape strangers. Maybe that was a society of like they were different than us. Maybe they were like not better than us. Maybe we don't keep like romanticizing the past. Maybe that was like a bad situation. Like, think about all the wives they had and like how it was for women at that time, like men, and you're like, yeah, be grateful you have what you have. We can go back to that. It's like, you want to go back to that? Why are you not? Wait a minute. What? Are you planning on going back to that? Are you thinking if our womanly behavior doesn't shape out, like you're planning on going back? Like, what are you saying here? What's going on? Okay, so what's holding you back from going back to that? Is it just like social pressure? Like, what? Like, do you not understand that this is just a logically better situation? Because if you don't, that's worrisome. If you think the logically better situation is when men could just kind of like run rampantly doing whatever they freaking desire, like, that was a good plan. Like, that got us conquered above the animals. But that now we're like, you know, why are we doing, like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that behavior. No, we're not doing that nonsense. No. We're just going to be people together. And I think most men are like, oh yeah, that's way better. Okay. It's way better to just be friends. Like, okay. It's way better to just be friends. Think about that. Think about Jesus when he's like, love your enemies. Is that his slogan? It's way better to just be friends when you're judging your action with your metric, when you're looking at that gay person, staring him down. Think of what Jesus would do. His words. It's way better to just be friends, right? Isn't that what Jesus would say? Is that like the new translation of the Bible because you don't understand Old English? He said, yea, verily, love your enemies. I don't know. This just got lost on people. They don't know what love means. They don't know what enemies are. Enemies who? Like, what are you talking about? Love? Oh, yeah. It's a love bazooka. It's because they're so hateful. I'm loving them to death. I'm loving them out of their hate. Or, yeah, but they are hurting these. I mean, there is that. We're protecting the weak. We're protecting the weak. Okay. I mean, it's somewhat acceptable if you're protecting the weak, right? Is it? I mean, we have a lot of stories in the Bible. It could almost go either way, couldn't it? It's a gray area, but we'll allow it, say. If you're protecting someone, like if my kid's on the playground and someone's bullying someone else and he uses violence to stop the bullying, is he wrong because he used violence at all? I don't know. If the bullying is violent, but what if the bullying is like emotionally damaging? Like, I don't know. I don't think we should use emotionally damaging things. Like I feel like it would be almost worse to try to emotionally damage the bully, you know? Like if you were trying to stop behavior and you were also like with the same physical level, would it be worse to emotionally damage someone to protect, or would it be worse to physically damage them? I don't know. Do we just let the bully get away with it? You know, the anti-Lehi Nephis said, yea, verily, we're going to lay down our lives for our enemies. We're going to lay down our very lives for you. We love you so much. We are going to show our trust and faith in God. Okay, God. Here we go. You know, we'll see what happened when they die. And we'll all look at the actions, you know. Says in the Bible there's going to be some kind of judgment of the actions, but is that like just in karmic retribution? Is it just like a lifestyle thing? I don't know. I'm not going to do that right now, but I think Jesus was like, love your enemies, and sometimes we forget what love means, and we forget what enemies are. But if we go back to the Bible, if we just get back into our Bibles, girls, and we just look at that and we say, hey, here's a bunch of ways that people have loved each other in the Bible. I mean, if you ask for a fish, is your dad, or if you ask your dad for a fish, is he going to give you a stone? No, your Father in heaven is not going to do that either. So it's like, okay, so it's like, it's about giving things that people, it's like giving good gifts. It's about giving things people actually want, or like not trying to on purpose screw someone, unless it's a joke. Like if the son knew that the stone was a joke and it was a laugh, but then you gave the fish, that's different. That's great, because you're not actually causing a problem. But if you actually cause a problem, no, it's a stone. Eat it. Eat your stone. You know, that's not love. We can tell that. Just by looking at it. And so when we look at some of our actions in the world, also when we're like, quote, loving our enemies, we could just look at those actions and be like, this also is not love. This is wicked. You know, we can't be doing this stuff. And we need to say that as a people. We can't be doing this stuff. We're not going to be doing this stuff. You know, and do we really need leaders? Do we really need to elect the leader to make the decisions? Or can we just vote on the issue and do that decision? Could the military just be like, okay, we'll follow whatever the people decide on this issue? Look, here's the reasons why we need to go to war. You know, what does everybody think? And then we all decide. It's scary. You're hanging people's lives in the balance. People don't want that kind of responsibility, but maybe it would be better for people if they took responsibility for some of their own dang things in their own dang lives, for the things that are happening to them and going on. Like this one show I watched with the freaking Market Street, and they were all lamenting that this one store went away, but they all went to the store they didn't like because it had a better price. And it was just baffling. It's like, you did that. You chose that. We do that. We all choose that. All of our actions when we shop at any grocery store we choose to shop at, we're choosing that grocery store to continue going every single day. It takes all of us to make it work. And so it's like, oh, that's interesting. Like we already are voting all the time, every day. That's the premise of the free market. That's how it works. It's actually a really good system. Well, the free market, blah, 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 and that's why I can't get healthcare. No, you can't get healthcare because actually of the non-free market, where somebody was like, hey, part of the benefit of working here is I will pay your grocery bill. Just go to the store and get whatever you want. And the grocer just removes all the prices from all the shelves. And you're like, great, I'm just going to get what sounds good. Yeah. And the grocer is making recommendations. Do this. This is really good for your body. Do that. This one's really great for your body. And then the grocer is charging the company. Yeah, this is what they bought. Here it is. The company's like, great, paid. The grocer's like, this thing's getting more expensive. Pretty soon, the company is paying quite a lot for your groceries. And they're like, you know what, though? You're going to have to help us out with this grocery bill a little bit because it's getting a little steep. And so then you have to start paying things like deductibles and freaking premiums, and there's terms like out-of-pocket maximum introduced. There's just like all these things, and it's just like, because the groceries keep getting more expensive. The groceries you're paying like $1,000 a pound for ground beef, and like you're getting lobster a lot, and lobster costs like $45,000 a pound. No, an ounce. It costs $45,000 an ounce. And you're like, I don't have to eat this much lobster. And you're like, okay. I'm just going to pay my own bill. Great. It's $45,000 an ounce. Oh, you want the ground beef? It's $1,000. $1,000 a pound. You're like, but if this were a free system, if this were a fair system, this is going to cost me $5 a pound. I can go to another country where it's fair, where they don't have insurance companies, and it's $5 a pound. Well, it needs to be that high for research. Maybe, we'll see. Let's get rid of the insurance companies first and see what happens. And I hate to say that because some people are going to be out of a job, including my own family member, but I think we could absorb that as a community and just say, this is actually not good for a society, though. This is actually a parasite on society. Like, the reason you can't have good healthcare is not because of the free market and the dang capitalists. It's because of the socialist insurance companies. It's the insurance scam. It's the grocer jacking up the prices. The doctor jacking up the prices because he's getting it. Like, he's going to pay the bills. And his schooling was expensive. I mean, maybe we could do something about that. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have to be so elite. I don't know. But here's the thing. Maybe it's only elite because there's not as many willing to teach. Maybe we could think about some of these issues a little bit, Maybe people already have. Maybe people have been saying this stuff for years and nobody's been listening. But it's coming. It's coming. Things are changing. People are hearing. It's like exciting. It's exciting to be on the cusp of a new day. But the bad thing is we're going down a waterfall cliff. Like it's like a fun thing, but like it's very frightening. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, have you read post-war novels and stuff? Just how people lived like during wartime, and like it's just kind of like, oh, I think we're in for kind of a slog. Like a real slog. Like not the kind of slog that's like, oh, there's a slog at the grocery store. Like, not that kind of slog. Like a worse slog. Like a real slog. Like the kind of slog where people like don't have any food slog. So many people know how to garden now. So many people are doing gardening. I just can't imagine it's going to be that bad. Just look around in your community. Just try. Maybe it will be bad, though. I don't know. Just see if you could, like, spread the word. Spread the word that just, we just need to put in garden. It's looking kind of bad, just, I don't know. Maybe we should start hoarding a little bit and maybe overproducing in some things. If the people who were producing could be reasonably assured that some hoarding would happen, they would just overproduce, and then there wouldn't have to be a huge price hike, and it wouldn't have to go crazy, and there wouldn't be shortages. If you could just tell people, like, hey, we need to freaking stockpile some toilet paper, there's going to be some crap. We're just going to overproduce like crazy, but the toilet paper companies would have to trust that you're actually going to buy that much, because what if they produce a ton and then you're like, actually, no, we're going to buy on 5 cents a roll or whatever. So you can't store it, and it's going to get moth-eaten. So you might as well sell it for cheap. I mean, there's just so much distrust in the system. It's like, let your yay be yay, let your yay. So people are worried about the gay issue, the hygiene issues. People are worried about eating pork or not. At the same time, it's like, we're gonna trick everybody. My yay is not yay. My nay is not nay. I'm gonna say, yeah, we'll buy that from you. Make a lot of toilet paper, we'll buy it. And then as soon as they make a lot, actually, no. Nope, we're not. And then you have to load it on the sale and like, no, we'll buy it. The tricky stuff, that stuff, he's like, don't do that. And people are doing that. And it's like, maybe work on that. Maybe work on that for yourself. Maybe don't do that for yourself before you work on your brother's issue of being gay. Like, seriously. And you work on your menstruating woman before you work on your brother anyway, and see how that goes over. Be like, hey, honey, so I just learned that I think we should be living more 100% biblically. She's like, okay. He's like, so you just need to let me know when you're menstruating so I can avoid touching anything that you touch. Not going to be amazing for your marriage. We'll see how that goes. You can suggest that. And that will be the issue you have to, the hill you die on. If that's the hill you die, you're going to go to church and be like, can you believe, my unbelieving wife? You're going to go to tell everybody at church that you're kicking her out of the house, kicking her out of the family because she won't abide by your rule of law, biblically based rule of law, right? You're just going to look like an idiot. But does it really matter what people think? If it's what God thinks, but how do you know you're interpreting it correctly how God thinks? All of us think we're interpreting it how God thinks. This seems more like it goes with the nature of God based on the Bible, the whole Bible, not just your one dumb scripture you pull out of your pocket, Romans something. Oh my gosh. It could be. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be taught. If someone has more to say about that. Teachable, not the pinnacle of all knowledge. Even if I do think that I know everything, or that's another thing is it's in the Bible saying don't have pride, and then someone who's like, yeah, I know everything and you can't be gay for sure, and they just will not hear any arguments. That's weird because that's pride. It's oh, so he's not allowed to be gay, but you can have pride? Pride is even more in the Bible, though, you're not supposed to have. Pride is way more one of the things you're not supposed to do according to Jesus. He's like, look, a lot of these things you're trying to accomplish by just doing the outward appearance, on the outside, you look like you're following all the rules. But the reason it's so hard to do that is because your insides are not lining up all the way. So to make it easier to follow the rules, when your insides line up, you got to get rid of the pride. The pride will resolve many of these issues for you. If you get rid of the pride, most of these issues just blink, gone. Love God above all others. Love your neighbor as yourselves. On this hangs all the law and the prophets. And he's just telling these things, it's little breadcrumbs, little clues. And it's people don't read words. Here's what Jesus is. Here, let me give it to you straight. Might as well be friends with that one. Might as well be friends. What did I say before? I don't remember. When you're approaching someone, you're deciding what you're going to do with this one, might as well be friends. That should be like the first thought. Might as well be friends. Would that translate to the animal kingdom? Would animals start to be more friendly if like we were more friendly? Could we like set the tone of the environment? What if we set the tone? What if I'm on my land and I'm like, might as well be friends to the deer, and I like let them come through my land? Maybe I just fence off the portion that I don't want them to go, like fully fence off so they can't cleverly get in. I don't know. I can make some concessions. Maybe I don't have to be so crazy. Like my thought could be, might as well be friends with the earth. Might as well be friends with the earth. I could bulldoze the crap out of it and just destroy everything. Or I could might as well be friends. I could be friends with the earth. I could do friendly things, like a friendly garden with some friendly sparrows and like, I don't know. The friendly sparrows eat my blackberries, so now I have to net the whole freaking thing. Might as well be friends. But then you're gonna run into that random guy in the wilderness. Might as well be friends. No, because no person, I've heard that experiment, you call, all the women, would you rather be with a bear or a guy? And it's like, obviously a bear. And it's like, that's shocking. And some guys are like, what are you talking about? These narcissist women or whatever the women are that's wrong with them. I was like, you're the guy. That's scary. So then I think, but if you ask, and I've said this in another video, if you ask guys, would you rather be stuck in the forest with a bear or a guy? I think most guys would also say bear, because people are the apex predators. Men are the apex predator of all the people. Men are pretty scary, They can be. So like, relax when we're like, hey, you're kind of scary to be around. It's like, yeah, I know, I'm a guy. And it's like, don't take such offense. Like, oh my freaking gosh. It is a scary world. It's a scary world for a lot of people. We just need to be like, hey, we should be friends. Wouldn't that be a better world? Wouldn't that be less crazy? Like, let's just be less crazy. We don't need to go more crazy. We're gonna fight crazy with crazy. We're gonna like stockpile a bunch of weapons and just start killing people. We're fighting crazy with crazy. Like those Democrats, they're saying the wrong things. We're fighting crazy with crazy. Like, let's just not be crazy. Let's just live, like Ecclesiastes said, let's live peacefully on the land. Let's just live peacefully. Just not trying to screw each other. Just, okay, I understand morality. I was raised well. Maybe that's what it means to bring Zion, is there will be some kind of catastrophe. But the people will have been prepared and ready and know how to handle it. Ooh, that would be a good one. That's a good test. Maybe that's what it is. So be ye not troubled. These things must come to pass. Oh. See what your parents taught you. It's almost like that. Ready, set, go. Did you have it what it takes? Are your lamps full of oil or not? If they're not, so sorry. I didn't know you. Try again with the remnant that's left. Do it again. All right. Do it again. God's the ultimate taskmaster. He's like, nope, you're not doing it right yet. Generation after generation after generation. He's whipping us into shape. The question is, do our souls go on after this? Or are we just kind of some kind of like pet experiment of some kind of superior over creatures? Do they even know? If it is some kind of superior over creatures, like giant octopuses playing with us as we play with the octopus, some kind of like weird thing that they live in space, but like we can't see them because our eyes can't see things that they can see. And like, just like an octopus, I don't think could like see. If it came out of the water, it would be like blurry, right? Maybe we have some kind of like weird blurry vision, like we can't see ultraviolet light, for example. Maybe there's frequencies we can't see, and so we wouldn't see these other creatures, but they can see us the same way we can see an octopus, but maybe it can't see us. Other things though, maybe we're not octopus. Maybe it's more like a centipede. Can a centipede see you? If you pick up a centipede, is it looking in the face, or is it like all crazy? Like, this is crazy town, So these over creatures are like trying to get us to be better, so be decent in like the creature worlds. We have the potential to have some higher intelligent thought, and so they're like cultivating us like little sheep. It's creepy. It's kind of friendly. But did my consciousness go on after I die in an individual, unique way? Do they even know? Or is there just a peace with it? There's like a likelihood that it does. Maybe there's some evidence though. Don Juan talks about like direct physical evidence and like watching how things happen, like on the energy level, the energetic watchings. And it's like, oh, so you can achieve that through normal means, can you? You can achieve that in this life, can you? It is possible to do, is it? Is that so, Don Juan? It looks to be true. Seems like a scary path, though. I don't know if it's achievable for me. I'm at peace with that. I've achieved other things. I do other stuff. It's all an experience. It would be cool to see, though. So, what are we doing here? Just seeing cool stuff? I don't know. When we meet another creature, our first thought maybe should be like, hey, we should be friends. Instead of like, hey, I'm going to do something to take advantage of you to fulfill some kind of pleasure in myself. It's gross. Like, stop that. That should be like just, we could just make that a societal norm, really. If we just, people are really influenced by society norms, like for real, like way influenced. Society's like picture society like a giant cult, right? People are way influenced by each other and like what people think. Way. So like if society's norms just changed where it's just like frowned upon to like be a jerk, then most people would not be jerks anymore. Like people would learn how to act. It's just the way I am. You're kind of shaped by society a lot though. And if you don't think that, then you're pretty shaped a lot because society is pushing that narrative right now a lot that you just are who you are. You're not being shaped at all by society. What are you talking about? No shaping going on here. Shape. Disney Channel, right? Like, oh my gosh. Learn our shapes. Let's learn our shapes today on our devices. It's telling us how to think in other ways as well, how to socially relate to each other. Don't mind me, just teaching your baby how to socially relate to other babies and other people and how to think about things when they're older. Just products to buy and, well, ideas really and concepts about self-image, so then they can predict what products, you know. But since I've been watching some kids shows, I think people have turned it around. That's what gives me such hope for Zion, is because it seems like people are turning it around just on their own. Like the Disney shows actually had really good messages that I watched, but am I just really brainwashed now? I'm just really woke. I don't know. No, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But I saw 3 Disney shows recently, and I was like, you know, it's actually a really good message. I actually really like that. So, who knows? Maybe people are just like becoming decent just because that's the better thing to do. I don't know. It's just like, well, that's easy. It's like anticlimactic, maybe just non-threatening. It's like, oh, okay. Well, Zion rolled out. Well, that's better. That's good. Okay. But that'd be a little crazy. Like, what am I going to do today? What do I do with my day? Zion rolls out. I'm still just here in my house. Like, what am I going to do? What do I do? Wait, I was expecting to have to, like, run away and, like, hide in the woods and, like, shoot bears and, like, defend myself from the drones. But what is this? This is just, like, society. Like, nah, I don't like this. It's boring. I just have to do my same job still. Get a new job. Like, pick something you like to do. Find a niche in society that needs to be filled, that you would be good to fill, that you'd be very useful in, and that you find something that you already like to do so you can fulfill a niche in society. Maybe there's something you can do. There's likely a few things that you like to do. You like to tinker with your hands. You like to build stuff. Lots of people like to do that. There are niches for that. There's a use for that. We like people who do that because they make things for us. It's cool. That's a niche. Lots of people have that. There's other niches. Are you good with your brain? You want to do academics? You want to learn something to help move us along in like the field of being sustainable on this earth, having a cool gadget that also actually sustains, because we don't need advertising anymore because we're just making products that are actually good. We don't need to make products that don't actually do what we say they're going to do. Like, let's just make actual good cars, Dad. Can't we make good cars? Don't people need good cars? Right? We just need things to work. Let's just make the good stuff. And if you are making a product, just make it good. Why would you do anything else? Why would you waste your time? Like, for money, for luxury, for dopamine hits? Like, stop. Just like think about others before yourself sometimes, or like as yourself at least. Give them some dopamine. Just make some good stuff. You'll feel better anyway. Get off those meds. You don't have to be depressed anymore. You're actually making good stuff. Yay, hooray. Everyone wins. Literally everyone wins. Who doesn't win in that situation? Even people getting like maximum dopamine hits aren't even that happy. Their just tolerance is higher. Like, it's the same exact life. Like, you think the Kardashians have like an amazingly better life than you because look at all that stuff. If you just had that pool, your dopamine hits will go way up, right? But they're just maxed out. They're just overdosing. They're like abusing. They're like mammon abusers, like drug abusers. They're just mammon, like heavy mammon users. They're chronic heavy mammon users. So they're like the same happiness level as anyone. And they've worked on themselves and they learn how to have like emotional regulation. So they've learned like how to do life. Like, everyone's learning how to do life better. It's so good. It's so good. Zion's rolling out. Just here we go. Even the people who max out, and then maybe they'll know how it'll be okay when the dopamine hits come down. I think a lot of people are going to be having withdrawal effects, which is going to suck, especially if the phones are taken away. If things go down and people don't have their phones or their mammon or their drugs, their actual drugs, or their like legal drugs, not legal drugs, whatever drugs, their food they're used to eating, their food delights, their pleasures, their TV, oh my gosh, everything, every little thing taken away all at once. Stark lifestyle, ascetic. Ooh, it's going to be painful. People are going to be irritable and grumpy. And irritable and grumpy people that are hungry are going to be fighting, and then they're going to start wars and rivalries and like, she said this and she said that. You're going to need a leader, and I will be that leader. The already ascetic lifestyle. No, but there's probably ascetics in the community. Like, I might be one. I might be qualified to be a voice of reason. I'm usually a voice of reason in my circles because I am reasonable. I don't know, like flat, logical, and like open-minded, play devil's advocate. I try to look at all the sides. It's just like what I like to do. So like, that makes me uniquely qualified to do things like talk to people. I don't know, build bridges, calm people down, think about things more logically. And it is logically better for society if people can maintain reason. But there's probably lots of people who are living somewhat ascetically, and so the pleasures will not be hitting so hard. But also major drug addictions. I would say major drug dependencies is going to be a major issue. Like, major drug dependencies, it's going to cause a lot of people to die, just that alone, if they don't get drugs. It's sad. That's crazy. We're warned about doing that in the Bible, but really the drugs just help you go on more living. So it's like borrowed time. If you're on drug dependencies, are you on borrowed time? Is that what it means? Because if you didn't have them, would you die? Or was it just like a lifestyle like boost? So if it's a lifestyle boost, you might be really crazy unhappy for a little while, and the rest of your life might be looking bleak. I don't know. Because like, why is it there in the first place? Or maybe there'll be a workaround. Maybe you'll find whatever it wasn't working in the old way for you, that you need to have a dependency on a substance to like change you, to make you fit into the machine. But now the machine's changed, and maybe you fit better now. Maybe you find a new place to be a cog, and you'll be like, oh, okay, happy here, great life, worked out good. Who knows? So yes, just a peaceful garden. We could think of the earth like a peaceful garden. And when I see my neighbor, hello, friend, I want to be your friend, or whatever. Hello, we should be friends. When I see a new person or animal, hello, we should be friends. My plants, I'm friends with the plants. How can you eat your friends? Because life is ruthless, and everybody understands that. All the friends understand the stakes of the game. Everybody knows. We don't try to kill each other unnecessarily, though. We try to play nice.